What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In the last video, we did a studio tour of my DIY home studio, Homewood Sound. I talked a lot about the inspiration that led to that build and some of the challenges that I had to overcome and creative solutions and workarounds I had to get to complete it on a budget, because it's not easy. A lot of this stuff's very expensive and it's hard to justify it if you're doing things on a part-time basis like a lot of us are, right? We've all got day gigs and maybe we're chasing our dreams and our passions, and while we wish that we could build a pro-level facility and have all the gear and all the bells and whistles of a world-class recording studio, it's just not realistic in most of our cases. And if you missed that first video, I'm gonna put it here, somewhere here at the bottom of this, at the end of this video. Should be linked on this side or maybe this side, and on the side that it's not linked, there will be a little button that's gonna give you an opportunity to subscribe to the channel. But today, I'm struggling as a DIY studio guy. You know, when you're paying somebody for studio time, you go in and you save up to, or you borrow money to get into the studio, and you're paying a producer or an engineer an hourly fee to use their space. Well, the meter's running, so you kind of have an idea of when that project is over, right? At the end of your 8 or 10 hour day that you paid for. So you stay on task and you only have so many chances to get something right, and then it's done and it lives on in eternity. Hopefully your next one, you're going to continue to show growth. And that's basically how the process works when you go work in someone else's studio, or you work with an engineer, or you work with a producer. Where I'm getting stuck, and maybe some of you guys are running into the same thing, when you're a DIY independent artist and you're making your own music and there's no one to tell you when it's done, and you have a million tries at something and it's never quite right. As an artist, for me, I don't know about you guys, but when I hear my work as I record it, and some of you guys are gonna be like, yeah, dude, your music sucks. And that's fair enough. But I never listen to something that I write or that I record and go, oh my God, that's a masterpiece, right? I'm guessing that you don't either. Most of us creative types are hyper self-critical, and it's never good enough, and it never meets the standard of what we hear between our ears, right? When you hear it in your head, when you conceptualize a song and you're writing it out, I don't know about you guys, but I can oftentimes hear all the parts kind of in my head, and then when you get them out, you start recording them, they don't always sound the same. So the first thing I want to do is just take a listen to this song, and we're not going to listen to the whole thing, but I'll give you a kind of a gist of where I'm at, and I'll talk through kind of some of the struggles that I'm going through, and really trying to come up with my own process of when it's done. How many tries do I give myself? Once you know that the parts are there, like, how much time do you give yourself to determine whether something's finished or not? And hopefully, as this continues, we're going to get better at this. We're going to get faster at this. And we're going to be like, hey, that's done. That's done. That's done. What I have is a hard drive full of songs that have never heard the light of day, except for by very close friends who I trust, who I've let them put their ears on it. And it's never quite finished, and it could be a little better. I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Maybe what it needs is some glockenspiel. Maybe this song needs some vibraphone. Maybe this song needs a little harp. Who knows what it needs? Maybe what it needs is for me to get out of the way of the song and put it out there and let it be heard, and let it stand on its own merits. All right, so we are gonna take a listen to this. And so we'll go all the way back to the beginning, and we'll just roll tape.
Waking up from the craziest dream, the darkness of night, I panic to breathe. Details are foggy, but the message is clear. We're all drowning in fear. When the walls come closing in, an anxious mind is a hell of a friend. Heart's pounding out of my chest. Good luck going back to sleep. Saying now's not the time for giving up. It's no time for self-sabotage. Now's not the time for giving in. Sometimes you gotta start all over again. So tempting, but now's not the time for giving up. Now's not the time for sabotage. Now's not the time for giving in. Sometimes you gotta start all over again. Oh, now's not the time for giving up. Now's not the time for calling bluffs. Now's not the time for giving in. Start all over again now. Don't let it rot your mind. Anxiety will rob you blind. It'll take all your love, take all your hope, all that you need, what you're here for. Where you gonna go when the black cloud comes back around? And now's not the time for giving up. It's not the time for calling bluff. So now's not the time for giving in.
All right, guys, let's hold up a minute. So we heard part of the song, maybe we heard all the song. So hard to tell because I haven't edited this video yet, so I'm not sure what I'll let you guys listen to. For the most part, I think the song's done. As I listen to it again, I put fresh ears on it. I haven't listened to this song in a minute because I've needed to just take a break from it. But I think it's pretty close. I do think that the vocals need to be recut, and I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to be doing in this next video. We're going to be cutting some vocals, working on some background vocals, and checking that box. I'm going to come up with a list, and I think this is really something I should have done to start with, is to come up with a working list of all the things that need to get done on a song. For any of you guys who have worked in some bigger studios, one of the things that you find in most of them is a whiteboard. And they'll have all the songs that you're working on listed going down one side of it, and then all the different instrumentation on the other, and then they create a graph, and you're just checking boxes as you get those done so that you know once all those things have been checked, you've signed off on it, and you're on to the mix phase. And I didn't do that, which is probably a good indicator of why we're even having this conversation, that it's been, 3 months and this song's still not released. But we're getting close. I'm gonna come up with the list. I would love to get some feedback from you guys on what are the things that you guys do who are making music at home in your own home studios. How do you guys stay organized, focused, and task-oriented? I'm learning that I should have set some really hard deadlines for myself, and moving forward, I'm going to start setting very hard deadlines for all of the songs that I do, because otherwise, when you're doing this at the house, and you're doing this when you can get to it, and you got a million other things going on with your day job or with, who knows what else you have going on in your life. It's easy to put those things on the back burner and go, well, I'm gonna get to it one day, and before you know it, you do what I've done, where you pull this song up and you haven't barely even listened to it in 2 months, and you're like, oh, that's almost done. Maybe we should finish it. All right, guys, that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. If you're still with us, much love to you. I appreciate the support. I can't thank you enough. Y'all know what to do. Click that subscribe button, ring that bell, and we're going to see you in our next video. Like I said, in the next video, we're going to be retracking some of these vocals on this tune and putting the final touches on it, getting it ready for mix. Until then, y'all keep being good to each other and keep doubling down. Cheers.